Oh, shiznat. Hi, everybody. No one's here yet, and that's okay, but for the replay, you will be. I have a honey jar. We save jars in our house. I'm going to run and grab the computer charger. I will be right back. Hang on. All right. So, hey. Ooh, I got 2 people up in here. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the minutely delayed party. As I catch my breath here. Got a special surprise for everybody. Got some new music happening. And I've been practicing. I still kind of need some lyrics. So we're going to pull those up real quick. Say hi if you're in the chat so I know you're here and you can hear me. Whew. I can't breathe. Let's get it all set up. So hello, welcome everybody. My name is Melanie. I am a intuitive artist, mandala artist, teacher, mother to 3 kiddos, wife, all the things. Hi, Joe. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Because I'm a mom of 3 little people, let me know if the sound's okay. I just plugged my old school microphone in. Because I'm a mom of 3 kids, it gets busy sometimes and life gets crazy and I don't always get where I need to be exactly on time, but it's all about the journey getting there, right? Right. So there we go. Getting everything set up. So we got some new music for you all that I've been working on, and it came to me after doing all the mom things and cleaning up the kitchen and getting back into the groove of things, and it's like a complete merry-go-round every day where I clean it all up and they come and they like swipe it all away and like throw things everywhere. They're now getting their karma with a bunch of rabbits that do the same exact thing, toss their toys everywhere. Just naughty rabbits. And yeah, so here we are. Oh, my daughter took my tuner. All right, we're pretty good in tune. So I wrote this song at the end of a crazy, hectic, busy day. And the lyrics came to me, and then I put some music to them. Still coming along, still learning it. It takes me about 6 months to a year to officially learn a song, but I hope that I'm able to translate what we've got going on here for you guys. So here we go. It's crazy how the moments line up, finding my soul. Lately, after I'm all caught up with this race of life that we're living, it's all about the love and the giving. Who's going to win? Who's stuck in their sin? Who wants to move forward? to blow towards something better. Sorry. On the spot of life, we be making some choices, choosing to sound our voices while living. Some for the better, some for bad weather, some for the kindness, some for the laughter. Ooh. Gotta scroll down. Relax and let go. Ride the waves and enjoy the show. No matter how big, go and let live. Let go and dream big. Go and give big. Let go and love big. Be a nice human being. Tell the world what you're seeing. Be different from what you see. And learn to stand in integrity. Remember who you are. Remember where you come from and how far. And keep your heart open. Keep your love flowing. Keep your heart open. Keep your love flowing. Woo! Relax and let go. Ride the waves and enjoy the show. No matter how big, let go and let live. Let go and dream big. Let go and give big. Let go and love big. Be a nice human being. Tell the world what you're seeing. Be different from what you see. Learn to stand in integrity. Remember who you are. Remember where you come from and how far. And keep your heart open. Keep your love flowing. Whew. So I'm not really sure how all the transitions are going to happen, but that is the basis of this song. I want to call it It's Crazy because I feel like that's life sometimes. My voice is a little bit shot from all this running around and living that we be doing. I hope you all enjoyed that if you're seeing this later on. So we've got this muted already. Gonna send a comment into the chat. Coming in. Thank you for being here. I didn't know I could see this as myself. Like, this is a whole new thing for me. So if you're zooming in on this live chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps get the messages out. And so today, I've been working on this handy little grouping of mandalas for about 2 weeks now. I get to it when we get to the beach. I take it out sometimes. But I use the same colors. Added purple to that one. And so we're going to start a new one. And I thought I'd walk you guys through the process. So we're going to get our camera all situated. Sorry, guys. Oh, I gotta love it. So we're going to flip this camera around. I get all scared and riled up when I'm singing and doing the thing, you know? Ooh, I'm not muted. But I am now. All right. So I don't think I need the microphone now. Hopefully not. There's not so much construction traffic. I do not need, I feel like it's so big, like wide, but whatever. I do not need paintbrush water today. I was just getting ready for that. So what are we doing here on our live conversations with each other? What are we doing? Well, we are meeting in community. We are talking about life. We're talking about the lessons that I'm absorbing and learning and growing with as I'm traversing on this journey. And a lot of times, whatever lessons I'm working through, I'm going to add this really pretty like pearlescent color if it'll come out good. Whatever lessons I'm kind of learning and growing through, it happens to be that people are going through very similar lessons. So sit down, grab some cacao or some tea or both or a cup of coffee, and we're going to hang out for the next 30 minutes and make ourselves a little fancy mandala here. And so the first thing I'm going to do is set my compass somewhere. Ooh. I'm going to tighten the hinges of my compass. That's number one, because that, and so I'm struggling with this bad boy here because he opens and closes super fast and there's not a lot of resistance. And oftentimes that makes it so that it's not a perfect circle because the pressure changes as you go around. So first we're going to make a circle like I just did. Hope you guys can see that. I think you can see that. Then I'm going to go directly above where that dot was in the middle that I made with the needle of the compass. And I'm going to come up here and, oh, perfect fit. Perfect fit. We're going to put another circle right there. I hope you guys can see that one. So then we're going to come down here and, oh no, it falls off the page. That's okay. We don't have a completely on the page mandala, but then it kind of just looks like it's off doing its thing somewhere else. And you kind of get to imagine what it would be and what it might look like, you know? So today we are doing a 4-pointed mandala. That's what I was told while I was driving. The spirit was like, do 4. I was like, okay. So you draw these 4. So like when I'm looking at it, this is top for me. I know that it's sideways for you guys and that's okay, but this is top for me. This is bottom, side. So north, south, east, west. That's how I look at it. It's what made it work in my brain and that's okay. Oh, I like to throw in a couple more guide circles here and there. So these are the skeletons of your mandala, right? What are we going to do? We're going to make a little thing there. So these are our mandala skeletons. You can make all of these exactly the same. And I could give this to 100 people. And I can teach them using the same exact words. And they'll all interpret my words completely different. And I'll end up drawing something totally random and not what I had envisioned while I was teaching it, but it's how their brain interprets the information. And so it really reminds me that we are all so unique and so different, not just in our minds, but in every part of our day. And so we're not all going to be the same, and we're not supposed to be the same. We're all supposed to be different. So with all of that said, let's get started on our mandala action. So this is a very wide tip. I don't like working with tips this wide. However, I'm going to do it for today because I really like the color. And yeah, so how I usually instruct people to start is we are going to outline these guys here. But today instead, we are going to draw on that first circle that we did. And instead of trying to I'm going to draw a circle, we're going to do it piece by piece. So we're going to go, I'm going to draw a circle, except really slowly, one step at a time. I don't like these markers. I already give up. I'm going to grab myself a Sharpie. Look at that tip. That's the kind of tip we're looking for. And so I'm just going to draw over that. And so we're going to Ooh, I'm already making mistakes, guys. But that's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do something a little bit unexpected. It's okay to not have it show up exactly as you want. We talked about in yoga yesterday, the power of non-attachment. This actually looks really pretty. I don't know if you guys can see the color, but it is actually fantastically awesome. And it's ombre, I guess is the term for it. So I'm gonna add in a little bit more here. Oh, it's actually working a little better. So we're going to do this. Look at one mistake led into something really phenomenal and awesome happening that never would have happened had that mistake not happened. So I kind of drew from here to here, which obviously you can see by my wavy lines. It's not the best idea to do that. Maybe I had to do that to show y'all. And every time I tell the whole group, you know, don't try to hand draw your circles. You have to make points up to them and like slowly get into drawing the circle piece by piece, step by step. Somebody always is like, oh, I can draw circles. And then they're like, how do I fix it? So take the advice, step by step, piece by piece, makes it easier to correct it in the end. So we have this border. Let's throw some little petals on this guy. And what we're going to do is only do this section, this section, this section, and this section. You can do whatever you want, but this is what I'm thinking and picking. And I'm going to do a pretty pink. I used to be so structured. I was terrified of color. I did black and white for years. And the message I got when I was doing the black and white was that I really needed to go back to basics. Like I had branched off. I did one wall mural that was color, but I needed to learn about black and white before I could jump off into the unknown with anything else. And that's what I did for probably a solid year. It really structured my mandala game. It took it to a whole new level just to step back and go back to basics. And for that, I'm grateful. But it's been really liberating to finally feel free enough to jump into color. Because that was also a thing, like, what if I did it wrong? What if it wasn't good enough? What if it wasn't whatever? I'm not as good at mixing colors as somebody else. There was always some kind of self-destructive thought holding me back in the process. Give me 1 second. I got to grab that cacao that I made. So we have a nice hot cup of cacao. And again, if you guys are in the chat, please comment, say stuff, engage. I've got my computer up so I can see people talking. Let me know how your day is going. Oftentimes people are not asked that question enough. And so how is your day going? What could change? What could feel better for you, you know? Let's see. We are going to now go over the stencil outline part. I almost feel like I want to do something around the inside of this to make it a continuous circle. And so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick, I guess, a teal or this green. This green's calling out to me. So what we're going to do is make these little circles because that's what I'm being told to do. Just little buddy circles. You know what all these little buddy circles do for us? They bring us into the present moment. They teach us that not much matters beyond these little buddy circles, you know? It's really nice to do mandalas out in nature. You get to take in the little symbols and designs that you see scattered across your life, from leaves to flowers to designs in the sand or the dirt or rocks, or the way the sun glistens through the trees. I oftentimes can see mandala symbols and stuff within the rays of the sun. Yeah, we should get into a video about sun gazing. Anybody ever heard about sun gazing? It's something I started doing back in 2017. If you've never heard of sun gazing, you should totally go YouTube it, check it out, educate yourself, see if it's something that's right for you. It might not be for everybody, and that's okay. Doing what makes you feel good and what betters your soul from your perspective is what you should be doing, and releasing the judgments and expectations of other people should also be what you're doing. So we have these little beads that go around. How fun is that? It's great. Now, I also have lost many of my mandala or my Sharpies. My girls have taken them on wild rides, apparently. So next we're going to go for a purple. We've got some crazy exciting news to share, but we want to wait till it's all finalized. But it involves a giant wall mural, so that's really exciting. And I feel like what we're getting into is what is leading us to the next step and the next path. And what we're getting ourselves into involves me coming out of this hermit encasement that I've been in for several years and have now also pulled my children into. Like, we homeschool. I'm kind of antisocial and stick to myself and my own journey, and it's mostly because I'm busy. Anytime that I get to myself, I just want to be alone, because surrounded by little awesome homeschooling kids all the time, they talk a lot, and that's awesome, and I love them for that. However, it's often really, really busy, and so anytime I get away, I just need that peace and quiet. So I'd like to make this line a little bit more bold to pop it out more. You know what just called out to me while I was doing it? I'm only going to bold out one side. Look at that snazziness. Yeah. Sound effects always make it better. If you feel like you're drawing these lines and they are crazy and all over the place and you can't get one to match the other and you're trying so hard and you're like so frustrated and you're just scribbling shit out, I have been there. But that's just the darkness coming out of your page. Like, there'll be people that come to class and half of their mandalas colored in black because they couldn't stand the mistakes that they were seeing. And I'm like, oh, that's just the darkness being released. That's okay. They're like, is it? I'm like, yeah, and it's beautiful. Like, you've done a great job, even with all of that darkness. It's fine. So it's an interesting analogy to life, where we make these mistakes, our darkness comes out, and we can either choose to incorporate those mistakes and look at their beauty and admire it, or we can cover it up and shame ourselves and be like, damn it, we're not good enough. I've walked both roads. I can tell you that trying to like beautify and walk in grace with what you've done or said or been, and just know that you're trying to do better every day, that's kind of the better way to go than covering it all up and being ashamed. Don't be ashamed. We're all here to make mistakes and, take these journeys. Oh, thank you, Christopher. That's really nice. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here and listening. Let's see what I really wanted to do orange and red today, but those are the colors missing, so I guess we don't always get what we want. Here we go. We're going to do some royal blue. And I'm going to do just one line from the other direction. I'm going to make that one a little bit more bold. We're only going to do the one side again. We're going to just like totally switch this business up. This is going to create movement within this mandala. It's going to make it kind of look like a pinwheel, actually. And the cool thing with mandalaing with somebody like this video is that, and then you also have these ones to pull from. You can pull ideas that I've done already and incorporate them into your own mandala. And I promise you, a million times over, it will never look like my mandala. No matter what you steal, you could try and steal the whole thing. You cannot replicate these. You want to know why? Unless you photocopy it, then you can. Yes, you can replicate if you photocopy. However, you cannot replicate if you try to hand draw. You want to know why? Because the universe will be like, nope, denied. You're going to have a swipe there, and that's not supposed to be there, but that's going to make it different. Back in August of 2019, I completed 300 mini mandalas. They were 3-inch mandalas in 30 days. And it was 11 to 18 per day. And each mandala took me about 6 to 25 minutes to complete. I tried to replicate mandalas so that I just could do the same one over and over again, and it would turn out fine. And the more I tried to make them the same, the harder it was to draw them. And so I just was like, all right, I guess I can create 300 totally different designs. And boy, did I. Even using the same exact stencil, even doing the same exact thing over and over again, it still managed to come out totally different from what I would anticipate. It was crazy. So we are going to pull in, I'm feeling some brown. We're going to go with brown. Gonna come here and we're going to throw in a little guy right there. This one little companion petal for each of these 4 guys. Little companion petal. Just giving some support, you know, holding up a shoulder. It's nice to have companion petals in your life. I didn't used to be able to talk and draw mandalas at the same time. I thought too hard and gotten too much of a zone to be able to do that. Here I am blabbering on live video, which I never could do before either. I was always so scared. It's all about growth, right? Growing through what scares us, choosing to take the plunge and dive in anyways, all the things. We're going to take this here and come up like this. Try not to burp on camera. Trying to think of what has been coming up lately. A lot of patience, you know, wait your patience. It all comes when it's meant to. That's like a big thing where the things that I prayed so hard for are showing up in my life right now. And even now, after all of this praying and all of this hoping and all of this wishing and all of this wanting and desperation to have whatever it is, it's here and I'm like, oh shit, I can't do this. Like, we're talking years, folks. Years I have felt this way about the thing that is coming into my life, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm not going to be able to do this. I can't function. There's no way. And I have to keep telling myself, and Chris has to keep telling me, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be better. I promise it's going to be better. And I have to keep telling myself that. It's going to be better. No matter what, it's going to be better. You can't, and that is a true fact. So like, we moved 13 times since our oldest daughter, who's 11, was born. 13 times. And every move was better than the last one. And it started in a trailer, beat up old 1980 something trailer, like really old, down by a little creek, a quarter mile from my grumpy parents. That's where we started out. Couldn't afford to heat our house and used like electric heaters. It was a hot mess. And now we've grown to where we are today. And each change brought something special. Each change brought a new way of thinking and feeling and doing and transformation. And it never was worse. It always got better. So when change comes, just have trust and faith that it's only up. You're only ascending. No matter what comes your way, you're only ascending. Actually, that wasn't true because I ended up homeless. But that was kind of the rock bottom too that I needed. Sometimes we need to get it all and then lose it all and realize what we had. That's looking real nice. How fun is this, guys? Since we did pink out there with the brown, we're going to bring some pink in to be Brown's friend in here. I saw a license plate today, brown times 5. I thought that was funny. I also saw OBX Love, and I thought that was real nice. That was the Sunrise license plate that was at the street I stopped at. Lots of synchronicities, lots of numbers coming in like crazy. We are going to take this pink. Nope, we're going to take this pink. We're going to come and make an extra line here. And I'm kind of rounding this on purpose, so shoot. See? Making mistakes already, Melanie. Sheesh. I'm going to round this off like this. I don't know why. Just being told to do that. So now we got to make it the same. What you do to one side, you got to do to another side. It's all kind of like fractions. You remember doing fractions in middle school math? I didn't until I had to teach it. That's the only, so I've used fractions in baking and stuff, like that's fine. But the only reason to know all of that stuff is so that you can teach it to kids. And they don't even use it. Homeschool's fun. I like homeschooling because we get to omit all the bullshit that we don't really need to know about. And I don't care how many times somebody wants to tell me that they have to know the history of the United States to be good human beings. No, they don't. They've got better shit to do with their life, living in the now, present moment, than learning about stuff that happened ages ago. Yeah, does my daughter have a textbook for history? Yes. Does she read it? Yes. Do I focus on it? No. Do I only, I never suggest that she does it. She does it on her own. She does her own research and figures it out, but that's not something that I push on the kids. If they can read, write, do division, do multiplication, and keep up with the grade level work, then that's it. But it's not something I would ever invest in, like a history tutor or anything like that. I'm hoping that through the journey that my husband and I are taking together, we're able to provide these girls with a life where public school education isn't a priority and they can live their best life, not having to succumb to governmental testing. Like, that's just crazy and bullshit in itself. I'm sorry, but why do we need to test children? Why do we need to fit them in a box in the first place? Why is it any of the government's business how your kid's achieving? Why can't the kids just get together, learn what they want to learn at their own rate and speed and not have to be judged by anything? Getting all fired up again. So we're going to make all these little buddies in here. And I'm kind of leaving some space in the middle of it because it gives it a little more texture. A little more movement. You know what I'm grateful for? Washing machines. Definitely washing machines and dryers. You want to know why I'm grateful? Because if I didn't have those, I wouldn't be doing this today. This wouldn't be happening. How do I know that? Because it used to take hours to hand wash your clothes. And when I was in Las Vegas, I didn't have a car. And so to take my laundry somewhere was really difficult. So I washed all my laundry in my bathtub at my hotel room. Yep, I did that. Washed, rinsed, hung to dry, and lived there for 3 weeks doing that. And then after watching not one but 2 babies die due to negligence and malpractice by the physicians, I decided I didn't really want to watch that happen anymore, be away from my family, and wash my laundry in a bathtub. So I came back to reality over here and assumed the role of stay-at-home mother. I plan to do a video again of why I left the medical establishment, why I chose a simple life home with my girls and simple wife life, over $100,000 a year. Free car, free house, free everything. Throwing money at you. And that was back then. Now it's so crazy how much they're getting paid. So crazy. You couldn't drag me back there. Nope. Wouldn't do it. You could give me $10 million and say, Mel, this is how you manifest your farm. And I'd be like, nope, the farm's not worth it. We'll figure out another way. No way, Jose. We're going to throw in some yellow. Why? Because we can. It's not even going to show up. That's okay. I'm going to do it anyways. Sometimes adding funky colors like this that are totally from a different perspective of the color wheel helps to pop out the other colors. And you know, whatever your soul is encouraging you to do is what you should be doing. If you're currently stuck in the matrix, if you're currently like going to work, 9-to-5 job, I'm super sorry if you're a public education person. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all don't get paid enough to begin with, and then not being able to make decisions for your kids and do what feels good when it comes to teaching and be programmed to then program must be. I know the feeling from nursing, but yeah, I feel for you, my friends. If you're currently stuck in the world of life's a bit much due to your occupation, do more of what brings you joy. If artwork brings you joy, do artwork. If music brings you joy, do music. If going and talking to people on the street brings you joy, do that. We are going to make little stripes in these spaces, and then I'm going to go over the exterior stencil part, pencil stencil lines with a different color. Just wanted to let you all know what I was up to. Whatever brings you the most joy in your life, you should be doing. And I know that one day this channel will like pop and blow up and people will be able to finally hear me. I've been algorithmed for a couple years now because I chose to speak my truth. I got a video reinstated how our family survived the Rona. I appealed it again because I was messing around in the YouTube app studio thing and saw that was still I'd been flagged on my channel, and then the video was still down, and I was like, no, we need to fix this. And so I did. And by golly, they put that shit back up. What are the chances? So we're going to bring this brown maroony color and do the outside edges of those little spaces. And we're just going to go up to the edge here and how did I get so good with cartoon voices and crazy voices? I have no idea. I was envious of my friends in school. I think maybe watching all of the cartoons and shit with my kids when they were really little. I just really learned how to do different voices, and they really liked it, so then I kept practicing, and sometimes I'd talk like this all day long, and they'd be like, Mommy, stop it! That's what I do in my spare time. I've thought about sharing all of the crazy stuff that our kids are saying these days, because, man, is it funny. And there was one thing that my daughter said to me yesterday. So had somebody contact me asking if I could take on a baby bunny. And I was like, no, man, I can't do it. And he was like, all right, well, do you know of anybody? And I was like, yeah, this lady down in Buxton, she's the one we got the rabbits from. You can try contacting her. This is her information, blah, blah, blah. And so I left it at that. And Scarlett's really been struggling with keeping her room clean and making her bed and participating and helping. And she always yells, like, she's 8.5. And she always yells, I'm trying my best. And it's like, yeah, but are you really? Like, we're at this point that you're old enough now that walking over trash sitting right in front of you is no longer acceptable, and we need to figure out how to do this differently. And so I've started doing, we're going to actually throw in, I kind of want to do this. Look at this. This is crazy. I don't do stuff like this normally. I'm trying to do more positive reinforcement than taking things away enforcement. And so Lily, she's very organized and is doing a very good job helping and doing all of her chores, and having to like yell at the other two because they're not doing their chores, especially if like I'm up doing the horse and they're home trying to get rabbits cleaned up and all that. And I took her with me one day and we went and got coffee. Well, not coffee. We went and got tea at the coffee shop, and we went and did a couple of things together. And so I told the girls, I was like, when you guys start contributing to our lives like Lily is doing, I'm more than happy to take you, and I want to take you, and I want us to get to this place. That wasn't working. So then I sat down and I talked to Scarlett, and I was like, now look, when our lives are a mess, physically, like if you've got trash everywhere and you're living in a trashy situation, you're kind of just like continuing to make that energy. And you're missing out on opportunities within the universe because a lot of your energy is kind of like swirling around in this clutter. And she was like, what? And I was like, well, once you start cleaning up your physical environment and like caring about your physical environment and caring about your body, brushing your teeth and brushing your hair, really cool things will happen. And so she nods and like does all her stuff. And so then we're driving in the car, and I said, now you're going to a friend's house. And this friend called out of nowhere, and I haven't talked to the mom in a couple of weeks just because it was really busy with spring break and everything. And so she called and was like, "Can Scarlett come over today?" And I was like, yes, she actually did her stuff. She's good to go. She'll bring her over. And so take Scarlett over. And on the way, I was like, now listen, you got your life cleaned up, and like somebody showed up and the universe wanted to reward you for like the good deed you did. You were asked to do something and you did it. And that's awesome. And I said, when we choose not to do what's being asked of us, then we cause problems. And she's like, well, you chose not to get the baby bunny. And I was like, oh. So she's like now throwing my own wisdom in my face. And man, did I have guilt over that. I was like, God only gives us what we can handle was one of the things I told her. And she's like, what about the bunny? Oh, so then I felt guilt and shame for not taking the rabbit. But at the same time, like we are up to our necks in rabbit. And I don't want to be in a townhome anymore with a million rabbits, but I know that everything happens the way that it's meant to, when it's meant to, and I just have to trust the process. Yay! So we have to wrap up, my friends, and pick this up next week. I've got a couple more lyrics written, and hopefully we'll have some new music for you again next week. I hope you enjoyed the music at the beginning. Sorry, my voice is a little bit shot. It's just been running around dry from huffing and puffing up and down stairs a million times. And yeah, it's been a journey. But I hope you all have a great day. And whatever's happening in your life, just take a step back. Take a step back. Take that breath. I have to take a breath. Take that breath and know that it's all going to be okay. No matter what is happening, the storm does end. The sun does come back out to shine, and just look for the little flecks of gratitude through that storm. And if that storm is chaos in your life, if that storm is angry people in your life, if that storm is pain and suffering in your life, just know that it's all going to be okay. And it will cease. You just have to believe it. You just have to have faith. You just have to have a knowing. And to get to hear from where I've been, it's a really awesome experience. And it wasn't easy, but it's totally worth taking. So with all of that said, guys, I want to wish you so much peace, so much love, and so much namaste. The soul within me recognizes the soul within you. Be true to yourself. Open your eyes to see and stand in your integrity. And I want to peace out. All right, adios, guys.